Welcome to the online class. Today we'll start with the second part of Unit 4 History, that is Intellectual Awakening and the Socio-Political Changes. So far we have completed up to the religion, that is Zoroastrianism, and the impact of Iron Age. Today we'll start with the new heading, that is Religion post-Rig Vedic. So we are going to learn about the religion which is after the Rig Vedic. Okay, so three more Vedas, that is Yajur, Sama and Atharva. So Yajur, Sama and Atharva. So these three are the Vedas which are composed after the Rig Veda. The rituals of these Vedas are called Brahmanas, and it has some specifying rhyming words to be sung as a song. Okay, it has a specifying rhyming words to be sung as a song, and it contains two certain Rig Vedic hymns. So they are called Aranyakas and the Upanishads. So Aranyakas, it consists of the knowledge to be learned secretly in the forest. So it consists of the knowledge to know about, to learn the secret in the forest. And Upanishads, so this is compiled in the upper Gangetic plain during the time period of 1000 to 600 BC. The next heading is Jainism and Buddhism. So in the Gangetic plain, the people who lived in the Gangetic plain, so they want to make use of these bullocks to plow the agriculture field. Okay, but in the Vedic period, in the Vedic rituals, they have a habit of killing these cattle. So killing these cattle to worship their god, to sacrifice the life of the cattle. So this caused a resentment among the people. The founders of Jainism and Buddhism, so the people who found the religion Jainism and Buddhism, so they are against to this animal sacrifices. So the founders of Jainism and Buddhism, they are against to kill these animals. Celibacy and abstinence from holding property made the new teachers much more acceptable than the Brahmin priest. So the founders of Jainism and Buddhism, so the new teachers, so their basic principles like purity and simplicity, and they are non-drinkers. They will not hold any property from which belongs to others. So these basic principles are attracted by the people who lived in that age. So they started to follow the Jainism and the Buddhism. Mahavira and Buddha, so these two peoples, they lived as a live example for purity and their simplicity, and then self-denial. Self-denial means without selfishness. So Mahavira and Buddha, so they are the living examples of purity, simplicity and the self-denial. So these peoples, Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, so they are the famous kings who belongs to Magadha. So these two peoples lived in the contemporary age of this Mahavira and Buddha. So Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, so they lived in the same period of Mahavira and Buddha. So some commercial development cities are there in the North India. So they are Kaushambi, Kushinagara, Benaras, Vaishali and Rajakarga. So people started following the Jainism and Buddhism to improve their social status. We'll see the next heading, that is Mahavira, the birth and life of Mahavira. So his name is Vardhamana Mahavira. He born in 599 BC at Kundagrama near Vaishali. So Vardhamana Mahavira, he born in 599 BC in Kundagrama near Vaishali. His mother name is Trishala, and she belongs to a Lichavi princess. Okay, she belongs to a community that is called as Lichavi. So his mother, Vardhamana Mahavira's mother, Vardhamana spent his life as a prince and he married to a princess and her name is Yashoda, and they had a daughter. So at the age of 30, so Mahavira at the age of 30, he left his home and he became an ascetic. So what do you mean by ascetic? Ascetic means monk. So in Tamil we'll call it as Turavi. Okay, so at the age of 30 he left his home and he became an ascetic. For 12 years Mahavira he moved from one place to another to attain the asceticism. So but in the 13th year only he has attained the asceticism, so that is known as the highest knowledge, and Mahavira is also called as Jaina. So Jaina means he is the conqueror, and the Mahavira, that is he is the great hero. So the people believe that Mahavira he came from the line of Tirthankaras and he was the 24th and the last of Tirthankara. So Mahavira is the 24th and the last of Tirthankaras. Rishabha is the first Tirthankara and Parshvanath is the 23rd Tirthankara. Mahavira is the 24th Tirthankara. So Mahavira he traveled extensively as a preacher, okay, in the following kingdoms, that is the kingdom of Magadha, Videha and Anga. So Mahavira went to these kingdoms as a preacher, so to preach the basic principles. And Magadha rulers, that is Bimbisara and Ajatashatru, so they were influenced by Mahavira and they started following his teachings. So thousands of people, so they became the followers of Mahavira. So after 30 years of preaching, so Mahavira has preached for 30 years. After 30 years, Mahavira died at Pavapuri in the 527 BC at the age of 72. So he left home at the age of 30. So he died at the age of 72 in Pavapuri. Now we'll see the teachings of Mahavira. So three principles are there which belongs to Jainism, and it is also known as Tri-Ratnas. So first one is right faith, second is right knowledge, third is right action. So first thing, that is right faith, means belief in the teachings and wisdom of Mahavira. So right faith means we should have the faith, we should believe the teachings of Mahavira. Second thing is right knowledge, acceptance of the theory that there is no God and the world existed without a creator. So we should accept the basic theory of a world, that there is no God in the world and the world is existed now without a creator. So without a creator, world is existed there. Third one is right action. It refers to the Mahavira's observance of the 5 great vows. So that is ahimsa, honesty, kindness, truthfulness, and not coveting or desiring things belonging to others. So first one is ahimsa. So we should not harm anybody or any animals. And second thing is honesty. So we should be honest. And third thing is kindness. We should kind to all the people. And fourth one is truthfulness. And fifth is not coveting or desiring things belonging to others. We should not occupy the things which is belong to others. So these are all the three principles, three basic principles of Jainism, which is also known as Tri-Ratnas. Spread of Jainism. So in order to spread his new faith, Mahavira founded monasteries. So to spread the new faith, he founded monasteries. Monasteries means there is a place. So he found a place to spread his new faith, that is called monasteries. And he appointed some Jaina monks who led a very austere life. So who led a very ascetic life. They want to be an ascetician. And also the Jainism, so it got support from the North Indian rulers. That is from Dhanananda, from Chandragupta Maurya and from Kharavela. So this Jainism, it got support from the North Indian rulers, and the rulers are Dhanananda, Chandragupta Maurya and the Kharavela. So the Jainism, it has number of followers and the notable followers in Karnataka and Western India. So the Jainism, it creates a common public spirit among all the people, and it was against to the Varna system. So the people who followed this Jainism, so they stopped from spending high expenditures and their rituals and the sacrifices of animals. Mahavira believed that all objects, both animate and inanimate, have souls. So he believed that both animate and inanimate means both the living and the non-living things, it have souls. So when they are injured, they feel pain. Split in Jainism. In course of time, Jainism is split into two branches. They are Digambaras and Svetambaras. So Digambaras, they are sky clad, and Svetambaras, they are white clads. Decline of Jainism. So there are some reasons behind this. So the first reason is the lack of support, the lack of royal patronage, that is the lack of support, its severity, factionalism, and spread of Buddhism. So these are all the reasons behind decline of Jainism. So they didn't got the requisite support and the factionalism, and Buddhism is also spread in that period. So these are all the reasons of decline of Jainism in India. Gautama Buddha birth and life. So now we are going to see about the birth and life of Gautama Buddha. So Gautama Buddha, he was the son of Suddhodana, okay, and his father Suddhodana, he is the leader of a Kshatriya clan of the Sakyas. So he is the leader of Kshatriya clan of Kapilavastu in present day Nepal. His given name was Siddhartha. So Gautama Buddha, he is the son of Suddhodana. Suddhodana is the leader of Kshatriya clan. So the real name of Gautama Buddha is Siddhartha. So he is also known as Sakya Muni because he belongs to the Sakya clan. Okay, so Gautama Buddha, he born in 567 BC in a place called Lumbini Garden near Kapilavastu. Okay, so he born in 567 BC in Lumbini near Kapilavastu. His mother name is Maya Devi. Okay, so she died after a few days of his birth, and he was brought up by his stepmother. So Gautama Buddha's mother Maya Devi, so she died after a few years of his birth. So he was brought up by his stepmother. So at the age of 16, Gautama Buddha got married to a princess, and her name is Yashodhara. So he had a son, his name is Ragula. So one day when Siddhartha was walking along the city, he came across an old man who had been abandoned by his relatives. So this is the first incident, the first thing he noticed, that is an old man is abandoned by his relatives. Okay, and second thing is a sick man crying with pain. Third one is a dead body surrounded by weeping relatives. So the relatives of a person who died is crying in front of him. Okay, so these are all the three things which Gautama Buddha has noticed while he was passing through the city. Along with this, he also saw one more person, that is he is an ascetic, so who had renounced the world and found no sign of sorrows, because he is an ascetician, so he had no sorrows. So these four things make him to renounce the world. So he left his place and went into the forest in search of truth. So on seeing these four great sights, he decided to renounce the world. So he left his place in the course of his wanderings. So he is moving from one place to another in search of truth. So after that, finally he sat under a peepal tree for several days until he attained enlightenment. So after moving from one place to another, he is sitting under a peepal tree for the enlightenment. So the place where he attained the enlightenment, the Mahabodhi temple, still exists in Bodh Gaya in Bihar. So the place where Gautama Buddha got enlightenment is called Mahabodhi temple, and it is still existed in Bodh Gaya. So after his enlightenment, he decided to impart his knowledge to the people. So he decided to start his preaching. He went to Varanasi and gave his first preaching at Saranath. So the first preaching was given by Gautama Buddha in a place called Saranath. And also he preached in the kingdoms of Magadha and Koshala. A large number of people became his followers, including his own family. So including his own family members, they also became the followers of Gautama Buddha. After the 45 years of preaching, he died at the age of 80 in a place called Kushinagar near Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, we will stop the lesson here. Remaining thing we'll see it in the next class. Thank you, students.